In 2013, Nikko Allen Jenkins was convicted of committing 4 murders in Omaha, Nebraska. The murders occurred within a month after he had been released from prison after serving 10 and a half years of the 21 years to which he had been sentenced for carjacking committed at age 15 and for assaults committed in prison. Even though Mr. Jenkins had stated that he committed the killings at the command of an ancient serpent god, he was still found competent to serve trial. Due to the graphic nature of the content, we would like to advise everyone that there will be explicit content included, not suitable for children. Hey, what's up? First thing I like to say is thanks for hitting the link and watching this video. It took time and effort to make this. Really do appreciate that. Also, if you don't mind, can you hit that like and subscribe? Hitting the like don't hurt none. You can hit it right before you see the video. Don't worry, you will be satisfied. Also, we trying to get some new things going on in this channel, and to do that, I need new equipment. And to do that, it really help if you could give some kind of donation. If you can't, it's cool. It is what it is. We still appreciate your presence here. If you can, that would be very nice, and link is in the description. Anyway, right now, let's get to our regularly scheduled program. BBN Presents brings you American Killers.
You could say Nikko Jenkins and his relatives have had a colorful past. Just look at their family tree. 7 felons in just 2 generations. Let's start with Nikko's uncle, 51-year-old Warren Levering. He's a felon just released from prison in Oklahoma and has done time in Nebraska too. Investigators say he's fathered 7 children with 6 different women in 5 states. This week, prosecutors charged him as an accessory in the murder of Andrea Kruger. They say he helped Nikko get rid of Kruger's car and tried to set it on fire near 43rd and Charles. Prosecutors say Levering got the gas can from his sister's house, Nikko Jenkins' mother, Lori. Lori just bonded out of jail herself this week on an unrelated felony terroristic threats charge. In addition to Levering, Lori has 2 other brothers. Both are convicted felons. One is even currently on parole. Investigators say Lori Jenkins had 6 children with David McGee but never married him. McGee died in 2009 but was a felon himself, convicted of terroristic threats. Of the couple's 6 kids, 4 have been arrested in the past month. 23-year-old Erica Jenkins is a convicted felon, now facing murder and weapons charges in the death of Curtis Bradford. Friday, she told Judge Caniglia she can't be a killer because she's 3 months pregnant. Investigators say she has a 7-year-old son, too, that initially was placed in child protective custody. Erica's little sister, 18-year-old Lori Sales, known as Lolo, is charged in Bradford's murder, too. Prosecutors say she got rid of the murder weapon. A third sister, Melanie, also a convicted felon, bailed out of jail last week on unrelated terroristic threats charges. She's 25, and investigators say she has 3 children under the age of 7, and all were initially placed in child protective custody. As for Nikko Jenkins, he was just released from prison before prosecutors say he shot and killed 4 people. He's 27 years old and legally married to 22-year-old Shalonda Jenkins, seen here in a recent interview, and told us she's pregnant with Nikko's child. Nikko has 2 other sisters, both live out of state, and neither are in much contact with the Omaha Jenkins. A broad look at the ties to one man, a man prosecutors say has uprooted 4 other families.
How convicted killer Nikko Jenkins is still able to mutilate his face while behind bars. Jenkins has gotten a hold of razor blades more than once, and authorities are not sure where he's getting them. Jenkins killed Juan Pena, Jorge Ruiz, Curtis Bradford, and Andrea Kruger in a 10-day killing spree during the summer of 2013. KETV Action 3 News reporter Jake Wazakowski is live at the Douglas County Courthouse with more. Jake.
Emily Jenkins is seemingly in the same confinement situation he was before he was released the first time back in 2013. He's isolated by himself 23 hours a day. Now, I've got exclusive photos of what Jenkins looks like right now, and I must warn you, it may be graphic to some viewers. This is Nikko Jenkins when he was first booked for murder in September 2013. These exclusive photos show what he looks like now. More than once, Jenkins has gotten a razor blade that the prison says didn't come from his shaving equipment and mutilated himself. Jenkins says he has 9 lacerations to his face, tried to carve Satan into his forehead, and split his tongue. Today, Douglas County District Court Judge Peter Battalion asked the acting warden at the state pen, Robert Madsen, how he's getting the razors. The warden said he doesn't know how, and he couldn't guarantee it won't happen again.
That's always been a concern as to how to handle somebody like him, and he keeps doing things to himself, and that's the problem. It's as simple as that. I mean, it's, as the judge said to him at the end of the hearing, don't cut yourself anymore.
Madsen explained Jenkins is in a 23-hour confinement cell, doesn't interact with other inmates, a staff member checks on him every 15 minutes, and now has a camera in his cell. The judge questioned whether he was getting them in his food, which other inmates deliver. Quote, someone that works in the cafeteria could put a razor blade in the mashed potatoes and the staff may not see it. The warden didn't know if Jenkins was taking any meds. His attorney has long asked for him to get mental health treatment for bipolar and schizoaffective disorder.
Our position is he should be in the regional center. That's where a hospital, that's a hospital, that's where it should be. That's not going to happen, obviously.
Jenkins says he cuts himself to expose the hatred of the Nebraska Department of Corrections and wants to be moved to the Lancaster County Jail. Klein says he doesn't get that choice no matter what he does.
He's been attempting by whatever means to manipulate the system from the very beginning of this case, and that's just his nature.
The DOC says that they're not allowing him to shave anymore and that they actually caught one inmate trying to sneak a book under his door that had a razor in it. Jenkins is awaiting his death penalty sentencing phase that is supposed to be coming up in the fall. But in the end of this hearing, the judge basically said that if I was your father, the first thing I would tell you is to quit cutting yourself. Reporting live outside the Douglas County Courthouse in downtown Omaha, Jake Wazakowski, KETV Action 3 News.
But you're going to get everything that you're going to need to give her family closure. But I want you to understand something, and I'm going to say this very clearly. I was not there. The only thing I was hearsay, not hearsay, but to say, like, okay, my religion of Katoni Asumfelo, that's the underworld. He was like on the Mummy, the Black Book. So this was them, my little cousins, the one that were in the house with me. That when I got served a search warrant.
Right.
This was their ritual of sacrifice. And I'm going to give you from A to Z. This is not no goose chase. This is the real deal right here, which you people signed up for.
Okay. Before we get any further, though, I need to read you this rights advisory form, okay? Okay?
I never knew the who, the what, the when, the where. Only thing I gave was the intelligence. Okay?
Describe this to me. What this 9mm? Describe it to me.
Describe the weapon.
Yes.
It's a high point. It's a high point. I believe it's a high point rifle. But it shoots 9mm slugs. And if you was to see this weapon, you would not believe that it was the murder weapon. Like I said, weeks prior to this, when I first got out, I gave intelligence. Like I said, I didn't know who was coming, what was coming, who was it going to be used on. All I did was give the intelligence.
What kind of intelligence?
Intelligence of when would be the best window of opportunity. What roles to take in. If you're going to do something way out west, they have cameras on the lights. As you know, when you take Fort from Military Ave, it takes you all the way out with no cameras, pitch black at nighttime. You realize that one, right? So if you're coming from that crime scene, you can hit it straight out to Fort, and take Fort all the way back to Military Ave, all the way to the Walmart. That's right off the interstate. Ain't that Walmart right off the interstate? Off of Military Ave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my point is, things like that, the intelligence of what...
You alright?
You alright, man? You alright, man?
That's what I understand, man, is that I was in the Nebraska Armed Forces, man. All I wanted was helping people, man.
You gotta come
I understand.
Because here, listen to me. But listen, no, I've listened to you for a long time. It's time for you to listen to me. Because like what you said, if you don't tell me what the heck happened out there, people are going to think the absolute worst. People are going to think the absolute worst. Hey, if this a robbery went bad, if there's someone panicked, if they did something really stupid, now's the time. Because otherwise, you're right. They're going to look at Nikko Jenkins as a flat, bloody killer. That's what's going to happen. Do you not realize I got Nikko Jenkins? Do you not realize that? I got Nikko Jenkins. I got you.
What do you mean you got me?
I got your DNA at the murder scene. I got your DNA in the car.
Sir.
I got the weapon. I got Nikko Jenkins. I don't need to make. I don't care about it. I just want other people that are involved in it. What the hell happened out there and why? I already, I know who. I know what. I know when. I know where.
Has got him to admit that he understands what's going on in court and that he can help in his own defense. Douglas County Attorney Don Klein even went as far as to say that he wasn't acting paranoid or acting psychotic in court here this afternoon in front of the judge. Now, I did speak with one of the victims of one of the mothers of Jenkins' victims. She says no matter how heated some of the testimony gets, she's going to be here no matter what.
There's a difference between mental and evil. And this here is evil.
Curtis Bradford's mother, Valita Glasgow, says no matter what it is, no matter how long it takes, she'll be in the same courtroom as Nikko Jenkins. The spree killer is convicted of murdering her son and 3 others in a 10-day span that terrorized Omaha.
It's very, very, very hard to sit that close to him. But I'm going to do it. I don't care how hard it is.
This panel finds that the death penalty is appropriate, should be, and is hereby given for each of the 4 murders by the defendant. It is therefore the sentence of this court as follows. At case CR 13-2768, count 1, murder in the first degree, a class 1 felony, death. Count 2, use of a deadly weapon, firearm to commit a felony, a class 1C felony, 45 to 50 years to run consecutive to all murder convictions at counts 1, 4, 7, and 10. Count 3, possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person, class 1D felony, 45 to 50 years to run consecutive to all murder convictions at counts 1, 4, 7, and 10, and count 2.
4 death sentences and another 12 convictions, each with 45 to 50 years in prison. That is what the 3-panel judge ruled in the Nikko Jenkins case.
The defendant's commission of these 4 murders over a 10-day period is one of the worst killing sprees in the history of this state.
You don't get the glory today. I get the glory. My family gets the glory. God gets the glory.
The mother of victim Curtis Bradford was emotional after the verdict.
This has been too long. 4 years is a long time.
She says it's time to move on and let go of what Nikko Jenkins did to her family.
I absolutely one thing to say to him. He's had power over my life for 4 years, and I've struggled for 4 years. You don't get that power today.
Douglas County Attorney Don Klein says Jenkins is one of the most manipulative personalities they have ever seen.
And his history is a very dangerous person. And like I said, that's part of this process that the court found that he deserved the maximum punishments.
The 3 judges had to weigh his past, like his family history and mental illness, against the severity of his crimes. They also compared this case to others in the past.
Each one of these murders was a deliberate and planned act. The victims were pre-selected and the murders were purposeful.
And now it's a time for healing, and for these families to maybe have some closure after 4 long years.
I'm ready to go home and heal. That's what I want to do. I'm tired, I'm weary, and I'm ready to go home. I don't never want to see this place here again.
Jenkins spent much of his life leading up to the murder spree behind bars. He first entered the system at age 7 after bringing a loaded .25 caliber handgun to his elementary school. At age 11, Jenkins was kicked out of a group home for repetitive violence and stopped regularly attending school. He had committed multiple assaults, including 1 knife assault by the age of 12. In 2003, after spending time in a youth detention facility, Jenkins was sent to a prison for 2 armed carjackings. While incarcerated, he was charged twice for his part in the 2006 prison riot, as well as assaulting a prison guard while on furlough for his grandmother's funeral. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like to help dictate the direction that this channel takes, please leave a comment. All comments are appreciated, whether positive or negative. Thank you very much and enjoy your day. And remember, positive thoughts cause for positive things to happen. Let's get it.